In this part of southeast Michigan, home to the largest concentration of Arab and Muslim voters in the U.S., anger over the war in the Middle East could cost the Democrats the election.
They turn around and stab us in the back.
Who's going to get me a ceasefire? Who's going to stop the bombing of my people?
Why are we going to vote the way we do? Because of the bloodbath that's taken place.
That chorus of voices is heading to the polls, and their vote could be pivotal.
Muslims can determine who is the next president of the United States of America.
How they use that power could re-elect the very candidate they once rejected.
If the consequences is Trump presidency, so be it.
In 2020, Joe Biden won the swing state of Michigan with the overwhelming support of the Arab and Muslim communities. Many of them live right here in Dearborn, the first Arab majority city in the United States. 4 years later, that support has all but imploded.
To get to the heart of why, visit a space like the Arab American Museum in Dearborn, where many of those conversations are taking place.
So we're entering the gallery, Coming to America, and this gallery talks about the different phases of Arab immigration to the United States.
Listening in, museum director, Palestinian-Canadian Diana Abu Ali.
We've tried to be a space for community to come together and experience that grief together. What I hear that the actions of the government sort of communicate to them that the lives of your relatives and people like you over in the Arab world are not as valuable as some other lives.
So you've had your office here for 25 years, you said?
25 years.
The support that Democrats built in communities like this hub for Yemeni Americans has crumbled in the last year. The war shattering the loyalty of lifelong Democrats like Abdul Hakim al-Sada and Walid Fidama.
I cannot emphasize my disgusting with the current administration and their lack of leadership, their lack of empathy toward the Palestinian people, toward the Lebanese people. Personally, I feel betrayed.
Is this the first time that you're not going to vote Democrat for president?
Yes.
What's driving that decision?
Driving that the situation is happening in overseas.
In a quiet suburb just outside Dearborn,
Farah, hi, I'm Kris.
Farah Khan's home is now a makeshift base for a grassroots movement called Abandon Harris.
You voted for Biden in 2020.
Yes, I did. And that's the biggest regret of my life.
Khan is actively campaigning for the Green Party's Jill Stein.
What have these children done to die like this? Such an unimaginable, horrible death. They don't deserve to die like this. That is why we are abandoning Harris. We are going to hold them accountable.
Kamala Harris has won some support from the community, including an endorsement from Engage,
Good evening, Michigan!
a national advocacy group that mobilizes Muslim voters. But if a protest vote swells at the polls, it could cost her big. In 2020, more than 145,000 Muslims voted in Michigan, and Biden won the state by about 150,000 votes.
Who are suffering genocide.
Daoud Walid with the Council on American Islamic Relations in Michigan puts it into perspective.
If there's a significant amount of Muslims, percentually, that vote one way or the other, Muslims can determine who is the next president of the United States of America. And we know this in our community.
Trump is seizing that opportunity by actively courting a community he once pushed away.
Donald J. Trump is calling for a total and complete shutdown of Muslims entering the United States.
He's having some success. The mayor of Michigan's Muslim-majority city of Hamtramck has endorsed him.
There is nobody that isn't supporting.
Local activist Samra Lukman is so angry at the Democrats, she's strategically throwing her support behind Trump.
There needs to be an accountability for the lives lost thus far. And in order to ensure a Harris loss, the best possible strategy would be to vote for the opposition, no matter who it might be.
As the war in the Middle East continues to escalate, the more voters like restaurant owner Sam Hammoud are getting shaken to the core.
We lost communication with them for 2 days.
On his phone, he has first-hand videos of the destruction in Lebanon sent by his father, who's in Beirut.
My father had a condo on the 6th floor, which is now on the floor 0, as we call it.
With every strike on his family's homeland, he's driven further and further away from both Trump and Harris.
I might be leaning towards nothing. I might just go there and not even fill out for a president. It's our tax dollars, so we're contributing to the genocide, and we call it a genocide.
That weighs heavy on voters at this local mosque.
I'm not gonna support anybody who has unwaveringly support for Israel. 100%, that's a red line.
I think both parties, they're not going to do anything to stop the wars. So I'm just going to vote for a third party.
Hello, good afternoon. I'm with Abandon Harris. And
Farah Khan has been taking her advocacy into the community for weeks now, hoping to reach as many voters as she can.
this is the easy thing. I'm not on the battlefield.
And for her, there is no rest until the polls close.
We need to show our power, that Muslims have power. Our votes are going to be counted, and inshallah, Harris is going to lose because of us.
More than backing a winning candidate, she wants her community's strength in numbers to show they're voting to end the war.
What compels you to do this? I mean, this is ultimate boots on the ground, grassroots work.
Yeah. So, this picture, how could I not? I mean, if we do not do it now, then when?